This year, the eGovernment Summit has set an agenda for the new administration based on the mood of the nation for policies recommendation that exposes new technology for e-government. In its fifth edition, the Nigeria eGovernment Summit, which held at the Sheraton Hotel in Ikeja, Lagos, aims to promote the adoption of technology in governance and showcase the strategies necessary for the successful implementation of e-government initiatives.
The event is a great opportunity to set agenda for the new government, for the new minister. So we particularly emphasize that to our speakers to come up with some items that the ministers could focus on. There are so many things the minister could focus on, but there are areas that could be prioritized. So we want some areas, specific areas that the minister should prioritize. And of course, e-government is one of them, driving governance with technology. Because the way we do things now, everything seems to be manual. When things are manual, there are rooms for manipulations, and there are rooms for extreme inefficiency and all that stuff. They are asking government to infuse technology into the processes, into service delivery processes, and into internal working processes. So that's what the campaign is all about, for government to mainstream technology in their operations.
The event is organized by DigiServe Network Services, with this year themed e-government pathway to a prosperous nation, where the organizer noted that the event provides a platform for technology service providers to share their expertise and showcase international practices and standards.
I believe so. I believe so. I mean, the speakers have done a great job. They are top people. Most of the speakers are CEOs, and they have experience in their domain. They've brought the experience to bear during this summit. So we are very glad about that. So we are going to articulate, summarize the discussion, and come up with reports that will be released to the stakeholders, particularly to government.
In his keynote address, Dr. Ayotunde Kokab, Managing Director, CEO, Open Access Data, shares the indices of e-government, which include broadband penetration and infrastructure deployment.
We all know some of the statistics, some of the numbers we've been quoting for some time, that every 10% of broadband penetration gives anything up to around about 2.5%. People say average actually of 1.5%, but when you do the research around it, it's actually around about 2 to 2.5% uplift in GDP impact for emerging economies, right? And that's when emerging economy and the speed of emergence, I mean, the broadband penetration impact drives that kind of GDP growth. The other assertion, actually, in fact, also is that this broadband penetration has to be in conjunction with the right kind of infrastructure that enables the actual consumption of that broadband penetration. It's one thing to have broadband penetration, it's another thing to have broadband uptake. And that's a key thing that we have to put in mind.
To create room for prosperity, Mr. Ibrahim D. Boyi, Executive Commissioner Corporate Services, Security Exchange Commission SEC, shares the advantages and policies to enhance e-government for economic transparency, innovation, security, inclusion for the welfare of all citizens.
E-governance offers several important benefits, including efficiency and convenience, enhanced transparency and accountability, promoting inclusiveness and wider citizens' participation, saving costs, enhancing data security, and enabling remote work. These advantages are especially important for the Commission, as they help us make decisions faster, engage with our stakeholders more effectively. By embracing e-governance, we can strengthen market integrity, bolster investor confidence, increase market participation, and boost economic growth while serving our stakeholders effectively.
His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Governor of Lagos State, represented by Olatunbosun Alake, Commissioner for Science and Technology Lagos, states critical engaging factors that could reduce efficiency in government if absent.
There are critical enabling factors that if absent, they remain very great challenges that might reduce the effectiveness of deployed technology within government. Number one is talent, intellectual capacity. And number two is a proper coordination and unified action plan between government agencies. I think for me, my few years in government, I've seen some of the challenges that oftentimes affect technology projects and perhaps might reduce the attainment of certain KPIs that the technology was supposed to deliver. Now, while there are other factors that do affect the effectiveness of deployed technology within government, these factors I mentioned remain indispensable elements for the proliferation of effective technology to drive e-government KPIs.
At the event, seasoned experts discussed critical issues at the various breakout panel sections on efficiency of connectivity, technology, and governance in positioning telecoms infrastructure for e-government deployment, international best practices in e-government for big tech companies and multinational organizations. The event had in attendance industry experts such as Huawei, tech experts, VDT, and government representative like ADCON, NEET, among others. With events like this, creating a pathway to a prosperous nation will only help governments make up decisions in areas of collaboration and policies but recommendation that will guide e-governance role in the nation.
We get all that together. One thing that has been very evident in this summit, let me put it that way, has been the essence and the importance of the e-citizen, who has to do with the consumption of these resources. So it's not just about the government itself, about the private owners, but also includes the consumers itself, which also has to do with all of us. So there's this kind of awareness. Everyone is awake, and we are all doing what we need to do. So I think this is centering on transforming, creating a platform for a very prosperous nation, and it includes everybody.
When you're talking about e-governance, it's all about improving the services by using digital technologies for the services. So basically, a key component of that is telecommunication connection. When we spoke in the conference, we spoke about three components of e-governance when you're measuring the effectiveness of e-governance. The first one being the provision of online services, second one is telecommunication connectivity, and the last one is human capacity development. So where we come in is actually the second bit, that is the connectivity, and that's what we're doing, but it's a big telecom company. So we ensure that we provide the necessary infrastructure that the services can actually ride upon. When you're talking about services, there's something that you cannot see. It's actually the background, the foundation. So that's the infrastructure.
Be interesting gathering, because if you look at it, it's a collection of people across different sects. Now we have the people from the private sect, the entrepreneurs, you have people from the government, you even have people from the international sector, all coming together to rub minds, to exchange ideas, discuss challenges. So we actually are learning from each other. We're discussing new trends, old trends, what the future may or may not hold. So it's actually a very good opportunity for all of us in the industry, and also for those who are looking to join or just have an interest generally in what e-government may or may not have to offer.
We're looking at how can government processes be digitized. Not just digitized, but people that are going to use it are well aware of it. So the university plays a lot of role, I mean, if it starts from the university, when the students get to know that these facilities and these facilities are available, it enhances what they can do when they get out. Most of the time, one good thing that I see with this is that a lot of focus have been around fintech. Now, this takes the focus away from fintech to other part of the government that needs attention. So it's a good program, it's a good forum for us to draw attention to such areas that have not been so well discussed about.
Nation, because it brings a common platform for both the public and the private sector to partner, to collaborate and do more together. I know there are lots of digital transformation projects going on, both within the public and the private sector. There are a lot of things on governance, on policies and all that, but certain thing that is key is capacity development.
Well, this event is supposed to be about e-governance. So essentially, we're hoping all that has been discussed today will get to the government. We want the government to listen, to understand what the challenges are, but then at the same time realize the benefits of working with operators like ourselves and getting the country ahead. We need to improve e-governance. It would be great for everything to be online, for people to be able to access all sorts of applications online, from passports to healthcare. Things need to be digitized, and it will really improve the efficiency of the country and the prosperity, more importantly. Absolutely.
The previous edition of the Nigeria e-Government Summit achieved remarkable success, with high-level speakers delivering quality presentations. This year gave another invaluable opportunity for knowledge exchange and professional networking. For more on well-researched and balanced stories, events and interviews across business, tech innovation and lifestyle, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/digivation network.